From out-of-body experiences in Peru.
To fake islanders yelling Coca Loca every 5 minutes. This one's juicy.
Oh, welcome to Curious Caravan. I'm Jason.
And I'm Lizette. Today we're confessing the vacations we like to brag about and ones we don't necessarily like to brag about.
These are real stories. They're not sugar-coated. As we come to the end of summer, what better way to cap it off than with some of our best and maybe not so great summer vacations?
I did hear about an infamous speedboat story, so I want to know all about it, Jason.
Okay, so let's get into this.
Yeah.
I have gone on multiple cruises, and I like to say that my cruises have always been a series of unfortunate events. Now they're fun. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong, they're fun, but something has always gone wrong in
Oh
some way.
no.
So me and my mother went on a Caribbean cruise together with Carnival. And we decided to do a couple of the excursions. So we
Yeah.
chose to do a speedboat excursion. Now, I don't necessarily know why we thought that one was the one to do, but we chose to do the speedboat excursion where you speed along the coastline in a group and you get to see the sights, and then it ends with what they said was an authentic Mexican lunch. Now, we were in Cozumel. So we were excited.
I know where
Uh,
this is going. I feel
Listen, picture it. We're on our speedboats, everyone jet sets off, and we go and we press go. And literally, I'm talking like a couple miles an hour. I think an asthmatic jogging would have been going faster than we were
speedy.
on the speedboats. And we're starting, the guys who are the tour guides are yelling at us in Spanish. We have no idea what they're saying, but we did get like the gist of speed up, speed up. They're like motioning at us to come, and like we are pushing on the throttle. This boat is not going. So the whole group's gone.
Stop it. They
They're
left you
off,
guys
and
behind?
well, no, one guy stayed back, but he kept just going, press on it, press on it, press on it, and we are like, it's not working. I don't know what else to say to you. And we were the last ones in. Everyone's already eating by the time we get there. We didn't really get to enjoy seeing any of the coastline because we literally were struggling with this boat because, we got the one that had just decided, to conk out on us. And so we get there, but we're like, okay, at least we're gonna have authentic Mexican food. And I was excited. I was like, oh,
Oh,
this is gonna be
yeah.
so good. When I tell you, the best way I can describe it is, I don't know if you remember elementary school lunch, where it was like basically the circular nacho chips with like the canned yellow
Yes.
pale cheese. It was basically
No.
nachos like that.
No.
I was wondering what was so authentic about it. I felt a little bit bamboozled by the whole thing.
Any part of it feel authentic? Like,
No,
oh, okay.
you could even see the huge can of queso dip that they had like
Oh,
stashed
lovely.
behind. I was like, well, I guess they thought, these silly people coming here on vacation, they won't know the difference. I swear I've gotten better authentic Mexican food back here in Florida.
Oh no, I'm
But
offended for them.
I was like, come on, guys. So I went on a second cruise with Royal Caribbean.
You had to make up for the first.
I had to make up for
So,
the first. So I went with my friend Jenny. And,
okay.
you know, I will say Carnival is much more of a young, like, crowd for the
Oh,
cruise.
they are crazy in
Royal
it.
Caribbean, I would say, is more of a older adult, quieter cruise, not
Hmm.
as like bopping and banging kind of situation. Friend
Hmm.
and I, like, we made the mistake of doing the early dinner, which is literally like 4:30. So we were enjoying like the senior special, like, early bird special kind of situation with dinner at 4:30. And like, you're on a cruise and you're thinking, oh, it's gonna be, at night, we're gonna be hopping. I mean, we were in bed by 8:30 at that point. But we decided to do what they called the on the island excursion day, and I was extremely excited. And when I tell you, they were setting this up like, listen, this is a real island. There are real like Caribbean native islanders there. Like, you can't use your cruise card to swipe anything or pay for anything. Make sure you have cash. Make sure you
Oh,
bring
yeah.
water. Make sure you bring necessities. So I mean, literally, listen, I don't know if you've ever taken cash out of an ATM on the cruise, but there is literally like a $40
A
fee to get
$40
like it's like
fee?
30 to $40. So
Oh my
we're like
goodness.
spending this exorbitant, we're pulling out cash, we're stashing water bottles in our backpacks and our bags and everything like that. So we get there and I'm noticing, I'm like, a lot of these native islanders look very, very familiar. And I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, I feel like that was the guy that was,
From the
at the
cruise.
bar at the cruise. And wait, that's the casino blackjack dealer. And then I was like, wait, isn't that our housekeeper? And it was
No.
literally, they dressed all the cruise people up as islanders with like wigs and garb to sell us stuff. You could absolutely use your cruise card to swipe there for drinks.
Because it was
Um,
a scam.
it wasn't a scam. Well, it was their Coco K, basically, AKA Royal Caribbean Island, totally set up for that. So I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is not some like, where we all thought we were going to be like on Naked and Afraid or Survivor. I was like, at least conveniently, we can use our cruise cards or whatever. So we're like, well, let's just relax on the beach. Well, I don't know if you've ever been to the Caribbean in October, but it's cold. So we have like towels like all wrapped around us because we're freezing as we're trying to lay in the one like
Warm
little bit of
spot.
we're trying to relax and like doze off, and all of a sudden I hear Coca Loca, island drinks, and then behind it, beer, 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 ice water, cold beer, 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 and then Coca Loca in rotation every 2 to 3 minutes. To say we relaxed at all would be a lie. By the end of it, I needed a Coca Loca to knock me out. And let me tell you, I had one and it was strong. So that was fun. It was an experience and it was amusing. But I look back on it now, it was hilarious. It was really funny because we were walking through and we stumbled upon the piano bar. They were doing like music trivia, where
Uh-huh.
basically someone plays the song and then you have to write down what the song you think it is. And my friend and I totally blurred out, we're like, I forget what the song was, but we're like, blah, 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 blah. And like the entire room was like, shh, no, no, boo, you're ruining our trivia. We were basically like booed out of the room. Like we had to run away.
They kicked you out. They said never
Because
again.
we totally messed up the trivia night. So that was fun. I realized I might have a slight gambling addiction being in the casino because I literally spent one whole day in there. When I tell you my hands were black from the nickels, I
No.
won $500 and then lost 400.
Oh, so you net 100.
Well,
You still gained.
no, 400 on top of I won 500, but then
Uh-huh.
at the end I was down 400.
Oh.
So, like, beyond
Oh.
that, let's
Oh.
just say it was not a good night. But
Yeah.
I will say, cruises are, I mean, listen, if I can go on an all in one paid vacation where I've got my entertainment, I've got my food, and I've got, everything else, it's a win for me. And I will say, I mean, the buffet was great. The dinners were really nice in the dining room. But what's really nice is I didn't know if you know this. If you go on a cruise, you don't have to order just one entree. It's all
You
included
can.
in the price,
Yeah.
which I didn't know. But the person I was sitting next to at our table was like, I'll try this, this, and this. And I was like, you can do that?
Treat yourself.
It was a nice treat yourself. So, despite the caveats that we had and the few little hiccups, I thought, I mean, overall it was good. So, I mean, when you say best and maybe not so great, I think everyone should go on a cruise because you never know what you're going to get. Now, for you,
Yes,
you went to Peru,
I did. It was so
and
fun.
I hear it was life-changing in many ways. And something about squeaky cheese.
Oh,
So you need to fill
oh.
me in on so explain to me, what was so life-changing about Peru and what exactly was the squeaky cheese?
Peru all around is one of the best trips I've ever been on. It was
Okay.
10 days, and I know you're not like a hiking person, but I still think you would have loved this because they had hot like springs right below Machu Picchu and this town called Aguascalientes. And it was so beautiful. You're in the middle of a jungle, you hit a hot spring. We went to this small village
Okay.
and we really got to meet locals, and it was their locally made cheese from their goats. And
Okay.
I am gonna eat that cheese whole and ask for seconds. And that's
Well,
exactly what I did.
I love
Oh,
cheese.
I do too. It was a goat cheese. It was delicious, but every time you chewed on it, it would go, "Eek, eek, eek."
Is that like a feature of the cheese?
I believe so. I mean, I remember him speaking really fast in Spanish, so I didn't catch everything he was saying,
Hmm.
but it was very much like, oh, my grandmother made this. She has the recipe. Like it's been passed down from generation to generation. And you know what? I ate that cheese with the purple potatoes because that's a big thing in Peru too.
Interesting, because I love goat cheese, and goat cheese is usually very soft. It was soft, squeaky cheese.
Yeah, it was very interesting. And I don't know if it's just the way it's preserved. We didn't get into that, but Machu Picchu was really cool. I did learn on this trip that I have a little bit of altitude sickness
Oh,
and car sickness, but turns out a lot of people who travel to Peru have the same issue, and that's why you chew on coca leaves. So you had Coca Loca and I had coca leaves.
no,
But
listen, that, Coca Loca. What, it must,
Coca Loca.
it's a theme. It's a theme that we're on. South America. But,
It is a theme.
well, and I've never turned down a cheese I have never, disliked. So, I mean, I'm all about that. And then you went to the Garden of the Gods too, right?
It's the Gate of the Gods.
Gate of
And
the Gods.
yes,
Wrong location.
no, it's incredible. So you drive a little ways out. It's maybe a couple hours out of the way, but you sit there with kind of a shaman. And
Oh,
yeah, you're driving with a shaman. You do kind of this spiritual cleansing before you get there. You're patted down essentially with coca leaves and you're chewing coca. You're getting a little bit of incense like over you for your cleanse when you're standing there. And then when it's your turn, you kind of line up and you put your forehead to the gate of the gods. And so it's super cool. It's a great experience. It's really just this giant rock in the middle of nowhere that has what looks like a door. But I kid you not, Jason, I closed my eyes and I felt like I was like, you can kind of sense things. If you're really in touch with your spirituality, some people are, some people aren't. My brother's not, but he even said he felt like something was happening with him and he would like see things in his like mind too. So it was
so this was
really, really
like the
cool.
moment for you that sealed the
Yes.
deal for this.
It was the moment. Machu Picchu was incredible. The hot springs was incredible as well. But this was a really cool experience that I haven't gotten anywhere else in all of my travels. So I truly went there not expecting anything. You know, you kind of go into something like that, like thinking, okay, it's just going to be cool. We're going to see like kind of cool rock formations. But no, it was incredible. And you kind of like look around the rocks, you see like where some people would have crawled through. It was so cool. I even
Now,
I loved it.
I mean, it wasn't all perfect.
No.
Some stuff tested your patience about
Oh,
it.
oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie to you. The traffic really was what tested my patience because we arrived and there's no huge time difference at all between Dallas and Peru. But
Okay.
it was traffic that I've never experienced before like that. It was my family and three other people that we didn't even know. And we are stop and go traffic through Peru. And I swear, I almost had them pull over in the middle of bumper to bumper traffic just so I could throw up because I was getting so sick. I had to have the window open. I had to have the fan right in front of me. I had to have like a little bit of a bag so I could hyperventilate because it was so bad for me. I ended up making it the whole trip without
Well,
getting car sick, which was incredible.
well, we told you this was going to be not unfiltered, folks. Sorry if you have to have that vision in your head. But no, I think that something about these locations we just don't realize. Like, listen, I've seen snowbird traffic here. It's insane. But like, especially when I was in Cozumel, it was bumper to bumper, but then there was
Yeah,
tons of people on mopeds that like speed through
I think
all the
that's what
cars and
it is.
traffic like crazy. So it's like the rules of the road are really, really different over there, where it's kind of like a free for all between the cars and the motorcycles, mopeds, everything. They kind of all just kind of converge together. But
Exactly.
I will say, I think, you were enlightened on your trip. I don't think that was all. so bad. I think, the bad really kind of pales in comparison to the good. So, and I think for mine too, despite it always being what I like to say, it was just like a series of unfortunate events on my cruises or a comedy of errors in many ways, you can always find something positive about it. And that's what I think is so great about travel. Even some of the things that may come off as not going according to plan, you're
Yeah.
still experiencing something new. And you take the good with the bad, even the stuff that's not even that bad. Honestly, looking back, I would say like the cruises weren't, they were honestly great.
Cruises sounded
Despite,
incredible.
and I mean, I think for you, even with the car sickness, you got to see flipping some
Ugh.
Machu Picchu. I mean, you got to see some beautiful places. So, summer's winding down. As you all are listening, we would love to hear your stories. Tag us in DM. We might feature them in a future episode. You never
Yeah,
know.
definitely. Thanks for riding along, everyone. Remember to follow us on Instagram.
Until next time, stay curious.